Hello.
Are we on? Okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
we are. It's Clara and Toronto, and
Yes.
it is time for
Positively
Positively
speaking. You almost
Speaking.
said thinking. I heard that.
I did.
We gotta get this right.
Yes, we
Soon
do.
soon we're gonna have like a theme song or
Yes, we
something because we
will.
gotta have like a you
Yeah,
know
I know.
a jingle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about today?
Well, there are a couple of things that we should talk about. It's the day after the Super Bowl,
Yes, it is.
and I thought it'd be cool. We talked about the Super Bowl. I want to get your thoughts about that.
Okay.
What else do we want to talk about? We want to talk about Don Cornelius, the
Okay.
news of this.
Sounds good.
Yep, the inventor, the founder of Soul Train.
Yes.
And we also want to talk probably hit up
Rest his soul.
yes, and also hit up probably some relationship stuff because it is the
Almost
season for
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
Day. Yeah, and all that jazz.
A lot of
So
tears about to happen.
so Oprah when she does Life Class when she did the Oprah Winfrey show, she had Sherry Salata. She has Sherry Salata as the executive producer of the show.
Yes.
So I want you to know that when I'm keeping you on track, it's because I'm the Sherry of Positively Speaking.
Okay, well,
I'm
I'm
Sherry,
going to let
so
you
I'm
be
gonna keep
Sherry.
you.
Okay.
I'm keeping the show on track.
Thank you, Sherry,
All right, we need that for the.
for the short attention span, folks.
So anyway, back to what we were going to chat about the Super Bowl. What were your thoughts? I mean, you know me, I really didn't pay a lick attention to the sports, but I
Uh,
watched the commercials and I watched Madonna.
and those were fabulous. However, it didn't really matter to me about Super Bowl since America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, my favorite, were not a part of it. So I didn't really care who won.
Well, okay. Well, so who did win?
The Giants. I do know that the Giants won.
Okay.
Go Giants.
Cool, cool. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Mr. Beckham, of course.
Tell me why. Tell me why. It was almost like I was falling asleep during this whole game, and all of a sudden I heard that music come on. I turned around, and it was like my soul was sent to its final resting
Oh, my
place.
Lord. And everybody's so focused on his tattoos. People, for real? That is wrong focus. Did you see the body on that man?
Hunty child,
Hunty.
hunty child. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I'm still
Anybody that can be distracted by his tattoos, I was distracted by his muscles.
yes, yes, and all that jazz.
And all that
What
jazz.
else did you have? What did you think about Kelly Clarkson?
I loved her. I thought she was beautiful. She was wonderful. She did a beautiful job singing the
She
national
did. She looked
anthem.
great. She looked great.
She
I really
did.
did, and she really sang the song very well. I
Now Madonna,
yeah.
oh,
What?
bless her heart.
Oh,
I
now
I
bless her
love
heart. And for those of you
I
that are like,
love yeah, I love Madonna, but it just broke my heart that I could see she's aging. And I know everybody is aging, but when she tried to make that step up on that bleacher and almost missed, I was like, "Oh, Madonna." When you become of a certain age, it's kind of hard to get that leg up there. I know. It's,
you would
I
know.
know.
That's one of your peers.
It is. But I
Mhm.
wouldn't be trying to put my leg up there. But the fact that she was beautiful
You know what?
to be her age and to be able to move like
Yes.
that, go Madonna.
Yes, and the reality of the situation is that she's very well respected in the music
Yes, she
industry, and
is.
she is
As she
the
should be.
yeah. I mean, she is the undeniable queen of pop, and she can do whatever she wants to do.
Yes, she can.
She can sing whatever she wants to. What about this controversy with M.I.A. though? The girl M.I.A. is one of my favorite singers. She's from the UK, and she's featured in Madonna's newest single. And there was a second during the performance when she flipped the camera, the bird. Although on the network version of the show, you didn't see it. NBC has claimed that they didn't catch it or whatever, but I think that they did, and they used a different camera view to like not really show it. But all these photos that have come out today after the Super Bowl are showing a dead-on shot of M.I.A.
Insanity. This is just insanity. With all of that going on, all the glitz and glam and the Madonna jumping up on the bleachers and all that, how does anybody see that? I mean,
Most people didn't. That's the thing. That's funny.
exactly. And people are, ever since the Janet Jackson debacle,
Nipplegate.
yes, people are looking for something to get upset about. Get a life, people. Get a life.
It really, well, you know what I think what's cool about it is that MI is kind of like an underground artist. I mean, surely she has a pretty decent sized following, and she did have a major hit a few years ago thanks to a movie soundtrack. But you know, for the most part, most people don't even know who she is.
I
So
didn't know who she was until you told me.
yeah,
And I
so
certainly didn't see any flipping off,
right.
as did most of us
Well,
not see
I
it.
did see it on the program, but it was very on the production. I mean, you couldn't really see it very well.
Most of the people, trust me, that are complaining about it, they didn't see a thing.
So
They just need to get a life
they do need
because
to get a
they're
live.
wasting time focusing on something like that. So what? I mean, so what? People get flipped off all the time. They probably flipping people off in traffic.
Yeah, okay, probably.
Exactly.
That's
So
what I'm saying. Methinks thou protestest too much. Usually, the people that are exclaiming the most about things
and the
being
most
immoral,
loudly, exactly.
those are the ones usually committing the offenses the most.
That's right.
Oh, oh. So, anyway, moving
Next,
on. So,
yes,
Madonna, I really did enjoy the show,
I
though.
did too.
I think she
I
did
did too.
great, and there's nobody else that's in her lane, in her arena, in her age bracket for certain that can
And she
do what
was
she did. And
beautiful.
she looked great. She
That's
did a good
right.
job.
She did a very good job.
And, you know, for all that she had to do, she's entitled to accidentally almost slip.
Yes.
Because my girl Beyonce,
I'm just glad she didn't.
well, my girl Beyonce, who's half Madonna's age, has the most notorious fall in all of entertainment history. So everybody's
Bless her
entitled
heart.
to a little slip up every
Bless
now
her.
and then.
What's wrong with this hair here?
What's going
It
on?
keeps getting in my face. Okay, come on. Just that
Okay.
one little strand.
Maybe you should get your
I need
glasses
my
so you can,
glasses.
yeah. So the other thing, Don Cornelius, you mentioned this the other day.
Oh,
So, you
that
know,
was heartbreaking for me.
it's
He is Don.
who's Don Cornelius, for those
Don
people that don't know.
Cornelius is a fixture. He's the founder of Soul Train and the Soul Train.
What? The what now?
Soul Train.
But
And I
how does
was
it
just,
go?
you heard me. You know the little train chugging along. The Soul Train. I miss him.
You
I
miss him,
I
really
miss him
though.
because we grew up with him, not you, but many of us out there. We grew up watching Soul Train and Don Cornelius and all of the our icons now.
Hmm.
And it just to hear that he had committed suicide was I was just shocked. I was
Well, and what do you think about that? Because you know, with Don Cornelius, it is Black History Month, and with Don Cornelius being such a an integral part in Black history in this country, founding Soul Train was huge in the '70s. How ironic is it that he would commit suicide in the beginning of Black History Month? Number one, and number two, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, there are lots of things that we're taught or led to believe being black in America specifically, and what is, you know, there are certain things that are taboo, and one of those things
is
is
suicide.
suicide. And
Exactly.
you know, people like to
I'm not going to call
the
you out on
producer
it.
needs to silence his cell
Yes.
phone.
Yes, Sherry, silence your cell phone.
um, the reality is that there are a lot of taboos in the black community. Suicide being one of them. You know, we're raised to believe that black people don't commit suicide. You know, other taboos would be things like homosexuality, of course.
Counseling. Only
Yep,
crazy people go for counseling.
counseling.
How crazy is that?
God will take care of that. Jesus will take care of that. Mental illness, depression, all kinds of taboos around that being black. And serial killers are all black people are never serial killers. Ask the DC sniper. Um, you know, all that stuff. Black people don't go and do crazy things and commit mass murder. Well, ask O.J. Simpson. I mean, it's just so. What are your thoughts on that? Because I just thought it was really interesting
Well,
to have a prolific black person commit suicide.
absolutely, and some of the things that I've heard is that some people in the black community are not believing that he actually committed suicide. They're
What?
thinking, yes, they're thinking, my sister is one of them. She thinks that there's some kind of conspiracy.
Of course, because black people don't commit suicide, Clara.
Exactly. So
He couldn't have done it.
he could not have done it.
What is that?
But I'm thinking, like I told my sister, I think that I hear that he has been recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia or something.
Have
And
have
maybe,
they not released any kind of theory as to why he might have done
I
it?
don't know. I haven't, I've been so busy. I haven't watched a lot of news recently. But I if he decided to commit suicide because he didn't want to diminish like many people do once they have
That
been
makes no
diagnosed.
sense.
Well, but you don't know. I mean,
I mean, he
nobody
was like what,
knows.
90? I mean,
No, he
I hate
wasn't
to
90. He
say
was
it.
75.
Okay, well, 75. I mean, I hate to say
But
it, and I'm very saddened that he did what he did, and and that he's no longer here. And I'm left thinking, I mean, he just hung in there. He could have.
but maybe he didn't feel like he had anything to hang in there for. I mean, for what? To
Mm.
lose your memory and all of this? I'm not saying that I agree with him. I'm just saying we'll never know.
Well, okay, get back to this black issue.
What about it?
What are your thoughts on that? I
And you
mean,
talk too proper anyway.
yeah, I speak
And
too
I know, I
proper.
do too.
I know.
So Toronto and I have often been outcast because we speak too white.
I can't believe you said that.
Well, I did. What, haven't you been told that?
Oh, I still get told that by white people and black people.
Well, it's funny to me because when people talk to us on the phone, they never know.
No, they don't. I mean, how many times have you gone to a listing appointment? Claire and I are both realtors. How many times have you gone to a listing appointment and they've been like, oh,
Oh,
oh, yeah. I mean, it's true. I speak the way that I speak because I have an education and because I was raised in an area that this is how everybody around me spoke. So this is how I speak.
well, I didn't come from that environment, and nobody around me spoke
So
this
how,
way.
so how did you do it?
I learned to speak this way from television.
Oh,
Television is very educational, and I would listen to my family speak, and then I'd listen to the people on TV, and I thought,
so what is it?
something not quite right
What is it
about
about
that.
this? What is it about this like issue in the black community? I mean, do you feel this? What I mean when I say that, like, there's a certain box that you're taught that like you're supposed to be in to be a strong black person, and if you're
Yes,
outside of that, I mean, because I've often felt like black people don't even know what to do with me. I mean, I'm just like this weird, like, you know,
or me,
is so. What is that? Where does that come from?
ignorance. That just comes from ignorance, and so I don't try to fit into that box. I'm not going to allow anybody to put me in that box. It's
I don't think
like,
we're gonna make many black friends after this.
you know what? We don't have many already, so
I have my handful of black
I
friends
do too.
that are just like me.
But the ones, all of mine are not like, just like me. But the ones who love me will love me regardless because these are conversations that I've already had with them because it just is what it is, and we're just because we're shining a light on it. They people just have to deal with it. It's our opinion, and everybody's got one, and this is ours.
Okay, so do you think that this is a conversation that needs to be had now with the Don Cornelius thing? Do you think that it's going to help people have a more of a discussion about black
Absolute,
mental health awareness
absolutely not.
specifically? You don't think
Absolutely
so?
not.
No.
No, because it's too ingrained. It's so ingrained that it's not. I think the younger generation will be the ones who will bring it out of the shadows if it ever comes out. It certainly won't be coming out now.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's certainly lots of topics that are taboo,
Oh, absolutely.
and I mean, there's a lot of hush hush mentality around sex in the black community, and specifically homosexuality, and a lot of just like you said, ignorance. That
Hmm.
if they had more exposure to other types of people, then maybe there would be a different type of perception. But
But you can only lead a horse to water.
yeah,
So when people have a desire to become educated about people who are different than themselves, then that's where we will see a change.
so when people say to you, you sound white, or you talk too proper, and you talk white, you sound white. What's your reaction?
People don't say that to me anymore.
Okay, so when they did say it to you, how did you react?
I used to react that that's just called education. That's called educated. That's not talking white. That's not talking black. That's just educated. That's called class.
So what do you think it implies when someone says you sound white?
I think it implies that they feel inferior because I speak differently than they do, and that's what they associate with. They associate that with white America, and many of them are intimidated by that. So I just consider it as someone who feels inferior about him or herself, and because
So it has nothing really to do with
it
you.
has nothing to do with me.
So in essence, then it can just be summed up in that the statement that that's more of a reflection on insecurities that they may have on themselves
Absolutely,
versus you.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, don't people do that though? They try to press their opinions on us and what they feel is right because of their own insecurities.
They do, and that's what's wrong with a lot of us is that we allow people to do that continually. And when you can not be so concerned about what people think of you and you want to live up to their expectations of you, you will find freedom once you can get over that and live your own truth. This is my truth. This is who I am, and this is who I'm going
Right,
to
they
be.
want you to change to make themselves
To
feel more
make them feel
comfortable.
comfortable. I'm
Whether
not
it's the way
willing
you
to do
talk,
that.
whether it's the way you think, whether it's the way
Absolutely.
what you like to do, who you're attracted to. A lot of people, when that makes them uncomfortable, they want you to change so that they can feel
So
more
that they can
comfortable
feel
around
more
you.
comfortable around me and around them with themselves. But if you have to dim someone else's light in order to feel better about yourself, then you have a lot of work to do on
Yeah.
yourself.
So when black or white or Latino or whomever, anybody says that you sound white or you sound proper, we take that as a compliment.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the way they say it, they don't say it like that. They say, "Oh, you're so articulate."
Yeah. So
Well,
we take
I
that,
have learned to say thank you
yeah, we say thank you.
because I used to take that as an insult.
Well, yeah, because you're taught that is an insult. I mean,
Yeah,
we're led to believe that is an insult. Why would you want to sound white? It's
exactly.
it's you need to be holding on to your culture. You need to be that. Yeah. So we're ingrained to believe that is an insult.
But over the years, I came to understand that that was a compliment because being well spoken is a definite plus.
Yeah. Now we don't want to put the wrong impression out there like we're like, anti-black or anything like that because
Well, that's going to be the saying anyway.
well,
But all of
which
the
is
things
which
that we've
is
said,
which
it's
is
like you keep that behind closed doors. You don't talk about those things in public. So we've already
well, that's none of my
put
business
ourselves out
though.
there.
I mean, it's that's none of our business really.
Well, but you just said we don't want to sound like we're anti.
Well, because we're not.
Well, of course we're not.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just the mere fact that we're willing to voice it is a no-no in our community, and you know that.
So are we the only ones that feel the way we do?
Of course not. There are many of us,
Are we
but
gonna
we're in the minority for sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is okay.
We've gone over our time
70
significantly.
see,
We need to get picked up by a network because we can't do what we need to do. we didn't even go to commercial break, and we still ran out of
Well,
time.
Sherry, some executive producer you are.
I'm new to this.
Okay, now come on. We need to talk about the Valentine's Day and the other things you want to talk about.
We're not gonna have time to upload this online.
Why not?
We're running 18 minutes now.
I have a channel. I've been out here for a while, so I can upload this.
Okay, people.
Okay, well, maybe we need to do another one.
No, we might as well just go ahead and finish. We got
Well,
a
what
few
if
minutes.
we can't? Let's just stop this one. We'll come right back.
So
Part two.
So I'm dying to know what people think about our little expose on the black community and indoctrination and taboo issues.
Please share your thoughts with us.
I mean, I only have about 7 black friends on Facebook anyway that's gonna be able to relate or even understand what I'm saying.
And I have less.
So
most of the ones I have on there are family.
most people aren't even probably gonna know what we're talking about. That's not they're gonna see this. But
what?
well, another taboo, real quick, in
Wait a
closing.
minute.
Another taboo is hair. Another taboo is hair.
Okay,
In the
we
black
need to
community.
start this in the next segment. But we're not going there yet.
We're not going to hair.
We're not going there yet.
Wait, don't.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, let's sign off and come back and we'll talk more later.
All right, I'll get better at this producer job.
Yeah, I hope so. Bye.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Down there, that button.
Well, you do it, executive producer.
Lord, dude.